welcome to New in the Studio. I am obviously not Lisa Schmid. Lisa was unavailable tonight, so I am Dave Schmid, normally behind the camera, but tonight coming in front of the camera to join you. We had talked about, well, we could record something since Lisa couldn't be here, and I said, you know what? I will take the helm and we will get through this. So tonight we have a great evening, some new cards using materials from the new catalog. And one thing I will say is I cannot do typing comments and showing you the cards tonight. So if you want to add comments, please do. Let me know that you're here and joining with us. But we have some great cards to share as a part of the new catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. And first I have to point out, we are even using my catalog, not Lisa's catalog. We're using Dave's catalog tonight. To go ahead and show these. So let's go ahead and get started with some of the new cards. The first one I want to show you is, and let's make this bigger. There we go. This is a very fun card, you know, using some great components here. The stamp set that it's using is Sunny Sentiments, found right up in the front of the catalog. That's where the sentiments are coming from. The DSP is the Hostess DSP. So if you host a party and your sales are enough, you qualify for to purchase the Hostess DSP. But I think it's really fun. She's got some great layers going on here. The scallop, I believe, is from the contour dies. And then inside you've got the nice space to write. And that was, we don't have a name for who made that for us. So, you know, great to great use of just a lot of the products. I also love the black and white twine that's used in here as well. So, very fun card. Hey Tammy! And Lisa is joining us from her remote location, so she's making some comments there. This next one is a very fun card. You know, so often people say, what do I do about masculine cards? And I think this set, the Hats Off stamp set, is a great one. Great patriotic set as well. Obviously, as you can see in this design, they've stamped and then die cut out the hat, all of the stars. They've added one of the blue gems, and then just some simple strips of paper and a square to give you the look of the flag. And so, very fun card. And that one also, we don't have a name for who made that for us, but I think that's a great example. And again, that's using the Hats Off stamp set as well as the dies that go with it. All right, next up, this one has, first of all, it's just cute. I mean, we can all agree that this is just a very cute cute card using the turtle from the Turtle Friends set. Obviously also die cut out and using it, but I want you to look really closely here. You know, this person has also used the shimmer vellum, which I just love. You get some nice shimmer there in the piece that's attached. And oh, I am going to untie it because inside there is another element here. So as we open it up, happy birthday, and another turtle. And this 3D embossing folder that was used just on this piece, I'm going to turn a little bit here. Let's see if I can get some of that glare down. There we go. The embossing folder that was used for this is the Hammered Metal 3D embossing folder. And you can see she just ran it. It's not a separate piece. She just ran this little part of the white through that using the embossing folder for that, the Hammered Metal. So very fun card. And that one also does not have a name with it. So thank you to the person who made it. I am not going to tie the bow back because, you know, with these fingers that probably wouldn't go so well. I'm seeing a lot of comments going on here. Yeah. All right, moving on. This next one uses our the Biggest Wish stamp set for the sentiment that's on here. You can see that they also used the In Color Designer Series paper for those strips in the background, and then added some gems. So really nice use of the colors. with the polished pink, the pale papaya, the evening evergreen, and the sweet succulent all being used together in this card. Very fun. Just a simple card, but I think makes a very nice striking appearance. And that was made by Carrie McHale. So thanks, Carrie. Carrie sometimes signs on, so very fun card from Carrie. All right, next up, these next two cards include something that really surprised me. I hadn't noticed it in the catalog, and until I looked at these cards, I had not seen it. So let's take a look at this first one. All right, so this is using the Encircled in Friendship, the whole bundle. So the sentiment comes from the stamp set. This beautiful sort of lace, almost doily-like ring wreath is from that, using the genial gems in the sweet succulent. But look at this background. This background is what really caught my eye, and that background comes from I'm going to draw, there we go. It's from Stitched Greenery. That's a background that I would not have picked up on, but look at what a very cute stitched look of the greenery that goes on in the back here. I'm going to go ahead and turn to that in the catalog just so you can see that, because like I said, it's one that would be easy to miss. And so it's right there, the stitched greenery. And so you can see it looks exactly like it came out, but until I saw these cards, I had never really noticed that die before. That it gives you just this great floral leaf background in a great way. And it's got the sort of velour ribbon as well. So, hey Trudy! Sorry, I'm going to take a look over here, see who else is signing in. I see Lisa making a lot of comments. Deb's here. Welcome, Deb. Hey, Tammy. I'm glad everyone's joining us. So, very fun card. And I want to show you another one that, interestingly, made the same choice to include that background. Sorry, and this one was Susan Campfield is the demonstrator that made this one for us. Now this next one, using the exact same set in terms of the same die cut background, You're in My Thoughts, but using that same background, that stitched greenery again in the background with some of the genial gems as well. So very fun. Like I said, one that I hadn't really noticed before. And as always, it's so great when there's just a little surprise inside, little spot of color to go ahead and enhance the note that you write to the person that you're sending this to. So great use of it. And like I said, this one, I don't have a name for who brought this to us, but I thought it was very interesting that they used the Encircled in Friendship die again and words, but then used that stitched greenery die for the background. All right, next up, this is a card made using Shaded Summer. Now I'm going to point something out with all of these. Now the first thing that you'll notice is right here, she first stamped probably in the gray, maybe shaded slate, but you can see on the front of the flowers here how those are the gray, and then she went through and colored with the Magenta Madness, probably using the blends from what I'm seeing here to go ahead and make that part in the back. But the point I just want to make is you can see with this gray, that's a part of the stamp. I'm going to show you a couple more samples and then I'll show you it in the catalog. This one, the same thing. You can see the color that she stamped in. This one, they elected not to color in the rest of the flower, and I think it still looks very nice. Using also the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, as well as those scallop dies that we just love so much. So this one was made by Kelly Burkhart, and the first one was made by Tammy Nelson. Here's one more using the same stamp set. I'm going to move these two out of the way for us. Now this card has a lot going on. I mean, when you look at this, there are a lot of layers in here. Using the pale papaya and the sweet succulent, This right here is the designer series paper from the cover of the catalog. We will get to those in a minute. But one thing also I want to point out with this one is you can see that this is raised up. It's popped up. It's also embossed. It's also colored in. And there is not a die for this stamp. So this was actually fussy cut all around the edges to give such a nice crisp popped out element. The open weave ribbon in the pale papaya. And then when you open this, it's actually a double Z fold card, which then opens with Love You Friend on the inside. So, and then nice textured background back here as well. So the artistically inked designer series paper, along with the shaded summer stamp set. The Hello You is so cute there. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you that whole stamp set here in the catalog. So there you can see. And on here you can clearly see that part that I was talking about. That when you stamp it, all of this darker part comes in the color that you're stamped. And then you can, if you want, color in the rest of those flowers or leaves to give you some really nice detail. And right down here in the corner, that little Hello You. Very nice. Love you, friend. May the good you do come back to you. Above and beyond, you go there a lot. We all have friends like that. So just so many things that you can do with this very pretty stamp set. Again, that's Shaded Summer, page 75 of the catalog. All right, next up, this is a suite that just continues to make me laugh. It's From the Bloom Where You Are Planted, which is a very fun, to me it's kind of a little bit of a retro look. I think it's the macrame. You know, anything with macrame just kind of puts you in that retro state of mind. So this is a really pretty card using the designer series paper, the open weave ribbon in the Evening Evergreen, You Touched My Heart, and then just a very simple one. And that was made by Karen Titus. So great. This is actually right out of the designer series paper. So really this is the only stamped element on this card, and the rest of it is just utilizing the other components of the set. Now this next one, I mentioned the macrame. There we go. We have succulents hanging in a macrame pot. A little note with the biggest thanks. And I love the little dot on the eye there, nice little accent, as well as some of the twine holding up our macrame holder. So very fun, lot of pieces there. And this one was made by Kim Nolan. So nice use. The nice thing is you die cut out this macrame holder. So could you imagine trying to cut that? That would be a whole lot of cutting. And so just a very fun card. It's not monochromatic. I mean, it's really one color plus the green for the accent. So it gives it a nice pop there with the card. So let's take a look at that stamp set as well. So here are the plentiful plants, and then you have in the bundle you also get the dies. Sorry, I have to work with my camera here to get to where you can see it. Look at all the pieces that come in that die. So you have you can die cut all of these shaded items. And again, if you've never picked up on that on the catalog, anything that's shaded, like you can see these have sort of, I call it almost an ivory or a peachy shading to them this year. All of those are elements that have a die that match it. And then you also have all these great sentiments to go with that set. So very fun. You can see up here in the catalog how they're even showing, you know, you could take different pieces of that macrame die and cut it apart and do all sorts of fun things with it. And then of course the designer series paper that comes with it. I didn't even mention that. This paper in the background comes right from the nice brick wall that comes in that set of designer series paper. So very fun, those cards using From the Bloom Where You're Planted suite. Now, Expressions in Ink. This is the gorgeous watercolor one that is just amazing. Have a great card here to share with you. It's utilizing the die cut. And I mentioned on one of our broadcasts I think it was last week, these outlines with other colors behind them are very popular right now. If you want to go back and watch the Wonder Wednesday, where I think we called it 2 for 1, and Lisa shows how you can use the blender brushes on these and use one using the cut element and one using what happens if you use that as sort of your stencil in the background. So this one she basically die cut, but she's got that great piece of the Designer Series paper in the background is really what's giving all the different colors there. And then I just wanted to say I would put a thank you right here inside is what this card is looking for. One more piece of the sentiment. Just wanted to say thank you or hello or happy birthday, whatever your occasion would be. That would be a great place to put it. And this is using Magenta Madness as well as Granny Apple Green, and then the Genial Gems in the Pale Papaya. All right, this next one uses the die cut elements are from the Quiet Meadow bundle. Very cute. These are so great. I mean, to me, doesn't this look like it's in the moonlight or at sunset, and then you're just silhouetting these flowers against that backdrop. You really just get that feeling, and I'm not sure you can see. This is the shimmer paper in the background, as well as we have the pearls then to accent it, and the open weave window, and those dies that we absolutely adore. This one was made by Carol Baumgartner. Beautiful card, I think. Simple. Not, this is one of those that it looks like there's a lot going on, but really it's just the die cut elements. Almost everything on here is die cut, then arranged with the accents on there. So nice job by Carol on that one. Any idea when the Expressions in Ink DSP will be available again? Tammy, I will look into that and see what I can find out. Like I said, can't quite do double duty here tonight, so I will post it in the comments after we get off the air, and let you know when that is expected back in. All right, the next one I have to show you is from Art in Bloom. And I'm going to go ahead and show that to you. So Art in Bloom, right here we have it. Another sort of watercolor look. I love that these really give you, if you look closely at those, you can see the different shading within the stamp itself. And that really comes through when you use that as your color. So when you stamp that and then put the detail on top of it, it gives you just a really stunning watercolor feel that's just tremendous. I also really like on this one, this little edge pattern. That's a piece that you could put as just an accent with so many different things. Gives you a nice new just way to add an extra piece. But again, I love that all of these are the two-step stamping. So you have the background and the detail for all of these pieces, and then you have those little flowers there. And thanks for making me happy, the sentiment in there. And again, the Art in Bloom bundle, you could go ahead and get the dies, as well as the embossing folder and the stamp set. So that's a great deal for all of those. $53 for the whole Art in Bloom bundle. Great deal. But let's take a look at the cards that were made using that. Okay, this first one, using the Fresh Freesia, it's been die cut out, and I don't know if you can see that there's some really nice texture that comes through using that detail, the detail die that goes with that. The nice leaves there, and then Never Not Loving You, which was is a sentiment straight out of that set, and it's got a die. You see this sort of ticket looking piece right there? That's a die that comes in this set. So I think that's super versatile. There's so many things it seems like we use tickets for. Um, and so I think this is a great addition in this stamp set, in this suite, sorry. We open it up, there it is, and this was made by Amy Rich from New Ulm. So very nice, Amy, using the 3D embossing folder in the background. Again, we have some of that open weave ribbon, all using the fresh freesia for the main color there. All right, the next ones come from the set that's right across the page from that, and that's this all squared away bundle. So we have the all squared away stamp set, and then we have these die cuts, which are just so fun. I'm going to lift that up so that you can see them. If you look very closely there. Really gives you, again, sort of that silhouette look of different pieces, as well as the different elements. When you look at the samples in the catalog, again, you can use just the stamps, or really when you layer on those floral accents on the top of it, that's just great. I see Lisa has put in the chat that the Expressions in Ink DSP is back the week of June 28th. So thanks for taking a look at that, hon. All right, so let's look at these cards using the all squared away. Here's the first one. One thing I like about this, it's going in a little bit different of a color direction. We have the animal prints that are from, is it In the Wild? Is the name that's coming to me, but I'm not 100% sure that's the name of it. Let's take a look back. Yes, In the Wild. So all three of these designer series paper are from In the Wild, and then using the stamp set, those die cut elements that we were just taking a look at. So this card was made by Helen Osterkamp. Very nice card. A little bit different color scheme. You know, we all know Lisa leans towards the brights. I also would probably go in that direction. So sometimes it's nice to see someone who does something in a different set of colors other than what we would naturally gravitate towards. So very nice card there from Helen. Next one up is using the Pale Papaya and the Polished Pink. And again, using just a square, but then these die cut elements that come from that in the squared away dies. You are so worth celebrating. What a great sentiment that is. We're all worth celebrating. And happiest of birthdays to you. And take a look at this. All she did was put two little triangles of the designer series paper in the corner there. But that gives it just a nice pop of color, ties in the colors she used in the sentiment, and that was done by, I can get it, Brenda Cardinal made this card. Think it great use carrying through that designer series paper inside with the corner tab, so to speak. All right. This next one, take a look at this. So this one is using, she took the stamps that are a part of Squared Away and she made them round. So I guess you could say she put a round peg in a square hole, or took a square peg and turned it into a round hole. I'm not sure what it is, but I really like what she did, utilizing basically those stamps almost as a background image, really using them in that way, and then offsetting it using very simple. You know, it's a very simple color palette, but you know, gives you a very striking and again a different look. And oh, look, she did something very similar in terms of the corners inside. Happiest birthday wishes to you. And this embossing folder is, just 1 second while I double check my name here. This one is, oh, that's right, Checks and Dots. I should have remembered with the polka dots there. Checks and Dots is the 3D embossing folder that she used on both the black as well as the other paper. So again, nice look, using it in a different way, and then I love this one. Take a look at that. So striking with the black background, the white die cuts, and then just the pop of color in those flowers. Again, using our fresh freesia, pale papaya, the yellow, it's not bumblebee. I'm going to say it's probably So Saffron. I think it's So Saffron and Balmy Blue are the two at the top. But isn't that just striking? You know, that white die cut on top of the black behind it, and then just the pop of color in the flowers. That one was made by Carrie McHale. Great job, Carrie. Like I said, Carrie sometimes joins us, so very fun to see that. And I think that may be all that I have for you tonight. Those are all the cards we have, so let me just go ahead and I'm going to stick this one back down because I love that one a lot. All right, so those are the cards that we have for you tonight. Couple reminders, already in the you can sign up for our virtual class, Quick Stamp. Sorry, it's not virtual. That's why I was stumbling before I said it. We are doing our in-person class on July 8th. It's going to be Quick Stamp. It's going to be here in the studio. That one is already there at register.thestamperstudio.com. And then we will also be adding our second class for July, and that one will be virtual. So we are doing, now that things are opening up a bit, we're trying to blend a little more of the in-person along with the virtual, because I can tell you, we have a lot of people who have said, you know what, I love the virtual, I wouldn't be able to come over. Some of them are coming from around the country to join us virtually, and so that's been great. And so we will definitely continue that as we also just try to open up a little bit and have some small groups here in the studio as well. So hope you enjoyed those cards tonight. Thanks for making your comments, and we look forward to, today is Monday, so on Wednesday we have Wonder Wednesday scheduled, and we have some fun stuff. And you may notice throughout this week, one of the things that we're posting on thestamperstudio.com, on our Facebook page, are all about the kits. You know, there's some great videos that just talk about some of the different things with the kits. And so we're going to be featuring one of those each day, just talking about what's in them, what you can do with them, what comes with it. Because I can tell you, whether you're an avid stamper or a brand new stamper, kits can be just a fun way to have everything you need together. Especially, I know for us, when we travel, sometimes that's a great way to just pick up and take stuff with us. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. And Lisa will be back in the seat on Wednesday, so have no fear. You won't have to have me again this week. So have a great night.